This is a reading of Brenda's blog titled, Fear Was Your Past Theme. Dear ones, perhaps you believe you are shifting too rapidly or too slowly. Your shift is correct for you, and as you worry about the rate of your shifting, you find that others are drifting away or connecting in ways you did not anticipate. All of this is to be expected. The surprise, if you will, is that the shift of humanity and nature is happening more rapidly than we of the universe has expected. Many of you awaken to fears and go to sleep the same night with the knowingness that all is right with your world, despite blips of concern that would once have created weeks or years of worry. So it is all are shifting, in ways hoped for but not necessarily expected. In your 3D life, fear and worry predominated. Worries about income, health, companionship, shoulds, and on and on. Even though those worries continue to raise fears, those fears are relatively short-lived. You no longer stop your life to ponder how long before the hammer falls, the shoe drops, or whatever phrase you use to promote your fear thoughts. Instead, you are beginning to understand that even though an old fear has appeared, that fear will not last more than a few hours or days. Unlike your former 3D life, in which fears of one incident could shift the remainder of your life. Fear has not disappeared completely, but instead it has become manageable. Fear no longer hangs over you, coloring your thoughts and actions with a grayness that will not seem to lift. Your clouds of worry are now short-lived, as is true of the clouds in your sky. You are quickly becoming a different person, someone who no longer attaches one worry or fear to another to create a fear-based life. Instead, you acknowledge a fear as a single entity and create ways of managing or curtailing that fear. As a new being, you erased your slate or karma of past fears, eradicating the need to build one fear upon another, similar to layers of paint on a wall. You are fresh and new, without the hindrances of that fear is similar to this fear, and because of that fear, a catastrophe happened. You now have a fresh wall to paint with a thin layer of easily removable paint, or leave as it is. The fears of yesterday no longer apply. No longer are you hostage to what could happen or what has happened. Instead, you are addressing issues as either solvable or erasable. You are in complete control of your current fears, which has never before been true for your previous Earth lives, with exception of the first time you entered 3D fear-based Earth. You are new, and the world is new. Your former 3D issues no longer apply, and your future issues, if any, are merely in the formation stages, as is true for your joys and peace. You are new and the world is new, something that has not occurred since the earth was formed beyond eons ago. You are like infants in a new loving family instead of infants in a fearful, rage-filled family. Some of you contend that fear dominates your world despite your best efforts to find joy and peace. Such is so for a reason. Do you continue to review fearful actions or activities? Are you surrounded by fear-based people? Do you participate in fear-based speech? Or are you ready for, I'm no longer in that 3D world, nor do I care about that world. My world, my life, is filled with joy. Such inner statements and actions are all that is required to move into your new home of being. The layers of fear-based actions, or, for this analogy, paint, have been cleared and removed. You are now free to paint your walls any color or no color. Instead of thick layers of fear-based paint, your fears are now minimal and easily removed. Current fears are no longer attached to fears that happened many lifetimes ago, or attached to what might happen as reported in your news or from others. It is over. Allow yourself to flow from one minor fear to another without lingering effects. Some of you believe your fears are more dramatic and long-lasting than others. Such might be true, but in all likelihood, your fears will soon dissipate, for this new world is no longer a world of fear, but of love. Love for yourself and your life. A life that will be difficult to maneuver if fear continues to be your dominant theme. Fear was your past theme before you transitioned and helped the world do the same in this lifetime. So be it. Amen.